The holiday season is here, but for some people, it's a reminder of everything that's gone wrong in their lives. And trust me, it's going to hit them hard this year. They thought they could tear you down. They plotted behind your back, and they expected you to fail. But guess what? While they're scrambling, feeling the weight of their own bitterness and envy, you are soaring higher than ever before. So here's the deal. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how the holidays have become a mirror for those who tried to hurt you. The universe has a way of turning the tables. And for your enemies, this Christmas might just be the most painful one yet. If you feel this message in your soul, watch this video more than once, because it's packed with the kind of truth that might make you see your journey in a whole new light. And hey, don't just sit with these thoughts. Leave a comment below and share your experiences with the community. Let's talk about how your enemies are dealing with the consequences of their envy, deceit, and bitterness while you're out here thriving. Ready? Let's dive in. Part 1. The gift of accountability arrives late. As the year comes to a close, people are often forced into reflection, whether they want to be or not. The holidays, meant to bring joy and connection, often serve as a mirror, reflecting the choices we've made and the lives we've built. For some, particularly those who have spent the year causing harm or tearing others down, it's a time of painful self-confrontation, while the rest of us are surrounded by warmth, love, and peace. They're left grappling with their bitterness, guilt, and regret. It's almost poetic, isn't it? The universe has a way of ensuring that no one can hide from the consequences of their actions forever. Think about it. How many people do we know who wear a smile on their face, but deep down, their life is falling apart? They project happiness, yet their personal lives are in turmoil. Maybe their relationships are on the rocks, their finances are spiraling, or they just feel an overwhelming sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction. The reality? They spent so much energy trying to tear you down, trying to keep you in their shadow, that they never stopped to check on the cracks in their own foundation. And now, those cracks are wide open, and they can't avoid them any longer. It's as if the universe has decided that no amount of manipulation, no amount of deceit, can escape its judgment. You can only go so far before the truth comes to light. And for those who have wronged you, this holiday season is a painful reminder of just how much their actions have cost them. Let's break it down further. Think of someone who spends the entire year gossiping, undermining others, and pretending that everything is perfectly fine. They've worn their mask well, haven't they? But as December rolls around, things start to unravel. Perhaps they lose friendships they once took for granted, or their career is suddenly in jeopardy. Maybe they're facing a personal breakdown, overwhelmed by the negativity they've poured out into the world. The holidays, a time meant for celebration and gratitude, only magnify their failures. All that energy they put into tearing down others is coming back to haunt them now, and it's clear they can no longer run away from the consequences. The truth is, their facade is cracking, and the universe is making them face the bitter reality that the negativity they spread has left them empty. Where you have peace, love, and growth, they have regret, isolation, and destruction. And while they might try to hide it, the universe isn't allowing them to escape this reckoning. This brings us to a crucial point. While their lives are unraveling, your life, your journey, is moving in the opposite direction. You've been working hard, staying true to yourself, and growing in ways they never thought possible. And now, the contrast between where you're headed and where they're stuck is undeniable. Part 2. Their illusions are shattered by your glow up. You've probably encountered someone who secretly hoped you would fail, right? They bet against you, convinced you'd stay stuck or fade into irrelevance. They thought they knew your limits, and they certainly didn't think you'd rise to the occasion. But here's the truth. Life doesn't work that way, and neither does the universe. Their assumptions have been shattered as you continue to thrive, and the holidays only highlight just how wrong they were. While people are celebrating their successes this season, your growth stands as undeniable proof of how much you've evolved. Your glow up is not just visible, it's dazzling. And for those who tried to tear you down, it's a bitter pill to swallow. They've been waiting for you to stumble, but instead, they've inadvertently paved the way for your success. Their efforts to hold you back only fueled your rise. Think about it. While they remain stagnant, bogged down by their own issues and failures, you're out here thriving. It might be in your career, your personal life, or even the relationships you've built with others. With each achievement you add to your story, you're making their miscalculations even clearer. The contrast is inescapable. While they stay trapped in their bitterness, you move forward, effortlessly. And here's the kicker, it's not even about being flashy. Your growth doesn't need to be a grand display. The mere fact that you're moving forward with ease, while they remain stuck in their mess, is enough to hurt them more than any success you could flaunt. This, my friends, is cosmic justice at its finest. But here's where the real magic happens. Your success isn't just a personal win, it's a cosmic reflection of the law of cause and effect. The more you rise, the more the universe aligns to show those who tried to tear you down that their actions have consequences. Karma's timing is always on point. It doesn't need to rush. It simply waits for the right moment to reveal the truth. And that moment, as we see, is often during times of celebration and reflection like the holidays. This is where their actions meet their consequences, and the weight of their deceit starts to feel much heavier. Let's now dive into how karma works its magic, and how, in the end, it's always the universe that balances the scales. Part 3. Karma's timing is impeccable. Karma isn't rushed. It doesn't need to be. It knows that the universe has a way of aligning things at just the right moment. And sometimes, that moment comes when we least expect it, especially during the holiday season. While your enemies might have convinced themselves that they've escaped the repercussions of their deceit, karma has been quietly working behind the scenes. It's been gathering the energy, waiting for the perfect time to strike, and now, as the year wraps up, that time has arrived. Think about it. During a season that's meant to bring joy, love, and peace, the very energy your enemies tried to steal from you is slipping through their fingers. The holiday season magnifies their misery. Where they once tried to create division and chaos, now they're left standing in the aftermath of their actions, confronted with the very consequences they hoped to avoid. Their financial schemes unravel, their toxic relationships collapse, and even their attempts to sabotage your success only serve to fuel your growth. It's almost as if the universe decided to play a long game, and just when they thought they were untouchable, everything begins to fall apart. The very things they tried to take from you, whether it was peace, joy, or success, are now the things slipping further and further out of their reach. This, my friends, is karma working its magic in the most poetic way. Ever notice how, just when someone has spent months or even years trying to sabotage others, the universe seems to catch up with them in the most unexpected ways? A person who's been spreading lies or manipulating situations might suddenly experience a financial collapse or have their closest relationships disintegrate at the most inopportune time, usually during a season where they should have been experiencing the warmth of connection. It's as if the universe has been waiting for this precise moment to remind them that the energy you put out into the world will come back to you. The chaos they sowed earlier in the year is now coming full circle. But here's the thing. Karma doesn't need to make a grand gesture. It simply delivers what's deserved, and it does so with impeccable timing. It's almost like a quiet but firm hand of justice, ensuring that the scales are balanced in the most fitting way. As karma unfolds its consequences, it's a powerful reminder of just how far you've come. The universe isn't just balancing the scales for those who tried to tear you down. It's also highlighting your growth, your resilience, and your transformation. While they're facing the fallout of their actions, you're entering a new chapter of your life, one where your energy is more potent than ever. And here's where it gets interesting. Your very presence, your success, and your newfound strength become a reflection of everything they lost in trying to harm you. And perhaps even more profoundly, the moment you withdraw your energy, the moment you stop feeding into their negativity, that's when they start to feel the real weight of their actions. This withdrawal of your energy isn't just a quiet shift. It feels like a punishment to those who once thrived on draining you. It's in this shift that they experience the harsh reality of how much you contributed to their lives, whether they realized it or not. Let's dive into how this energetic shift is not only a form of protection for you, but a powerful lesson in the impact of your presence. Part 4. Your energy withdrawal feels like a punishment. Have you ever had someone in your life who thrived on your energy? They might have been the kind of person who constantly criticized, belittled, or manipulated you, yet all the while, they presented themselves as a friend or ally. They took and took, never once acknowledging the toll it was taking on you. And then, one day, you reach a breaking point. You stop. You stop giving them your time, your emotional bandwidth, your attention, and perhaps most powerfully, your love. First, they might not notice. After all, they're so used to your energy being available on demand, like a resource they can dip into whenever needed. But as time passes, the absence begins to weigh on them. They start to realize that, without you, they're left facing a stark reality. They had been depending on your presence to fill an emotional and spiritual void that they hadn't even recognized until it was gone. And here's the thing: when you withdraw your energy, it doesn't need to be dramatic. There's no need for confrontations or dramatic exits. You simply take a step back and choose peace. In doing so, you create an emotional vacuum. And it's in that silence, that emptiness, that they begin to feel the full weight of their actions. It's almost as if you've held up a mirror to their lives. And what they see isn't pretty. Their insecurities and their emotional fragility surface. This shift isn't your form of revenge. It's their punishment, though they may never acknowledge it. All the ways they took you for granted, all the times they drained you without offering anything in return, now stand as a stark reminder of their behavior. Without your energy to feed off, they're left to confront their own shortcomings, their own loneliness, and the realization that their toxic behavior came at a cost. Think about a person in your life who constantly put you down, used your kindness as a crutch, or fed off your empathy. Every conversation felt draining, and yet you kept showing up, hoping it would get better. But one day, you choose peace over chaos. You stop responding to their messages. You stop engaging in their drama. And most importantly, you stop giving them the energy they once thrived on. First, there's no noticeable change. They might even go on as if nothing is different. But behind the scenes, they're scrambling to fill that void you once unknowingly filled. They turn to other people, to new distractions, but nothing works. Without your support and energy, they begin to crumble under the weight of their own emptiness. The more they try to fill that gap, the more they realize that you were the one who had been holding them up all along. As they grapple with their own emptiness, you begin to realize that your energy withdrawal was never just about creating space for yourself. It's about reclaiming your personal power and reestablishing your boundaries. The more you honor your own self-worth, the more you step into your true strength. This transformation is not just a reaction to others' behavior. It's about you evolving into the person you were always meant to be. And as you grow stronger and more aligned with your purpose, something incredible happens. The people who once thrived on your energy start to show cracks in their carefully constructed facades. Their masks begin to slip, and the reality of who they truly are comes to light. Let's dive into how this is not just a reflection of their failure, but a powerful sign of your own growth. Part 5. Their facades begin to crack. We've all encountered those people who wear a mask, pretending everything is perfect while their world is quietly unraveling. They're masters of deception, smiling on the outside but hollow within. They put on a show, pretending to have it all together, all while concealing the turmoil beneath the surface. But when the holidays roll around, everything shifts. The holidays demand authenticity, connection, and joy. And for many, this time of year is the ultimate test of their facade. For those who've tried to tear you down, this is the moment when their masks start to crack. Now, they can no longer pretend to be the person they've worked so hard to project. The illusion of happiness, success, and confidence starts to slip. no matter how hard they try to maintain the act. The pressure of pretending becomes unbearable, and cracks begin to form. Behind closed doors, they are far from the polished image they've shown the world. The smile in the family photo is forced. The achievements they boast about feel empty, and even they know it. The weight of their own lies begins to take its toll, and the truth is no longer something they can bury. As their facades crumble, it becomes painfully clear to them that the truth can no longer be hidden. What they once relied on to keep their world intact, deception, manipulation, and pride has fallen apart. But what's even more telling than their exposed vulnerability is how your unwavering strength shines through. Your growth and resilience are becoming undeniable, and the more they unravel, the more you rise. This is where the true power shift happens. Their struggle is only amplified by the one thing they can't control: your ability to forgive and move forward. And here's the real kicker: while they're grappling with the consequences of their actions, they're haunted by something far more powerful than their lies: your forgiveness. Let's explore how your decision to let go and move on becomes the very thing that haunts them, reminding them of their failures and the peace they could never steal from you. Part 6. They're haunted by your forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools in your emotional arsenal. It's not just a gift you give to others, it's a gift you give to yourself. But while forgiveness frees you, it can become a curse for those who have wronged you. When someone expects anger, retaliation, or drama, but instead, they receive forgiveness and your peace, it sends them into a psychological tailspin. They can't help but feel haunted by their own guilt and remorse. Think about it. They've spent so much time trying to provoke a response from you, assuming you'd play into their games. But when you chose to forgive and let go, it was as if you rendered their manipulation powerless. No retaliation, no drama, just the pure grace of forgiveness. And that, my friends, is what they can't escape. It's not the anger that stings, it's the silence, the absence of any reaction, and the realization that they've wronged someone who refuses to lower their standards to seek revenge. Your peace becomes a constant reminder to them of the darkness they've been carrying in their hearts. They might not have expected it, but your ability to forgive them becomes an undeniable reflection of the higher ground you've ascended to. Think about a person who went out of their way to ruin your reputation. Maybe they spread lies, manipulated situations, or worked behind the scenes to create tension. They might have expected you to lash out, defend yourself, or even retaliate in some way, but instead, you took a different path. You forgave them, not for their sake, but for your own peace. You let go and moved on. And now, as the holidays approach, they can't shake the feeling that they've been caught in their own web of guilt. They're surrounded by joy and warmth, yet they can't escape the haunting reality that they wronged someone who chose peace, not punishment. It's a bitter pill to swallow, and no amount of pretense can erase the truth that your forgiveness has revealed. As their guilt continues to gnaw at them, the reality of their actions becomes more unbearable. The holidays, which should be a time for joy and togetherness, now act as a mirror, forcing them to face the truth they've long avoided. Your forgiveness, which they never expected, becomes the catalyst for their self-reflection. What they didn't anticipate was that your grace would expose the emptiness they've been masking all along. While they're left questioning themselves and their choices, you're quietly stepping into a space of growth, purpose, and power that they can't even fathom. The real shift here isn't just in how they feel about their past, it's in how you've chosen to rise above it all. While they're stuck grappling with their own failures, you're carving out a new path for yourself. And here's where it gets even more interesting: your absence. Your decision to move forward without them forces them to ask a question they never thought they'd need to face. What is my relevance without you? Let's explore how this absence, this powerful choice to let go, is not only a reflection of your growth but a mirror to their own insecurities. And more importantly, how this opens the door to a future that's yours to create. Part 7. Your absence makes them question their relevance. There is an undeniable power in your absence, a quiet strength that shakes them to their core. For so long, They thrived on your reactions, your energy, and the drama that revolved around you. They may have fed off your emotions, your attention, and the way you engaged with their negativity. But once you step back, once you choose silence over confrontation and distance over involvement, something shifts. Suddenly, they're left wondering, who am I without your attention? Without your energy to fuel their inflated ego or keep their toxic cycle alive? They start to face an uncomfortable reality. The drama they once used to validate their existence is gone, and with it, their sense of purpose. They now have no one to manipulate, no one to use as a mirror to reflect their own worth. And that's when the cracks start to show. The absence you've created isn't just physical, it's emotional. You've stopped playing into their game, stopped reacting to their attempts to control or provoke you. They now have no one to draw from, and it's in this silence that their insecurity grows louder, louder than the noise they once created around themselves. Think about a person who always tried to provoke you, someone who thrived on your reactions. Maybe they used to make snide remarks or create situations that would spark conflict. But one day, you simply stopped engaging. You didn't react to their bait anymore, didn't allow them to pull you into their drama. Now, they're left scrambling, realizing that without you in the picture, their world starts to fall apart. Their behavior loses its grip on you, and in turn, they can no longer sustain their sense of self-importance. The silence becomes deafening to them because without you, they have nothing to show for themselves. This shift isn't just about their realization, it's about your liberation. You've taken away the fuel they needed to sustain their false sense of relevance. And in doing so, you've created space for something much more powerful to unfold: your own growth and peace. While they're left questioning their relevance and struggling with the emptiness you've created by withdrawing your energy, you're quietly stepping into your power. Your absence is not just about removing yourself from their toxic influence. It's a conscious choice to reclaim your worth and invest in your own growth. This moment of freedom is a powerful one, as it allows you to focus on building the life you truly deserve. Without the distractions of their negativity, you are now free to move forward stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true purpose. Now, as you continue to focus on your own growth, something incredible happens. The very people who thought they could keep their secrets hidden are about to see their truths surface, often in the most unexpected ways. So, let's explore how the more you rise, the more their hidden truths begin to reveal themselves. These secrets, once buried beneath lies and manipulation, will eventually come to light. And it's not just about exposing them. It's a reflection of the universe aligning to bring justice and clarity into your life. Part 8. Their secrets surface unexpectedly. The holidays have a unique way of bringing everything into focus. While it's a time meant for celebration, joy, and connection, it also becomes a moment when the truth can no longer be hidden. For some people, this season acts as a magnifying glass, forcing their secrets and lies to surface in ways they least expect. Whether it's an awkward moment, a slip of the tongue, or an unexpected revelation from a family member, the facade they've worked so hard to maintain begins to crack. As the pressure mounts, their hidden truths come to light. The more they try to conceal their true selves, the more transparent they become. And this is where things get interesting, because in their desperation to keep up appearances, they end up revealing more than they intended. The lies they've been weaving fall apart, and suddenly, their carefully curated world starts to unravel before everyone's eyes. Imagine someone who spent months or even years telling everyone around them that their life is perfect, the ideal family, the dream job, the picture-perfect relationship. But during a holiday gathering, when everyone's relaxed and conversations flow freely, a close friend or relative accidentally lets the truth slip. Maybe it's a mention of a financial crisis they've been hiding, or a failed relationship they've tried to keep quiet. Suddenly, all the carefully constructed lies crumble, and they are forced to face the truth in front of everyone. The atmosphere shifts, and what was once hidden is now painfully visible. As their lies unravel and their vulnerability comes to the surface, It's not just about the secrets being exposed, it's about the larger truth that's being revealed. The universe has a way of bringing balance, and now their time of hiding is over. The collapse of their facade serves as a powerful reminder that you've already embraced a new way of living, one that's rooted in authenticity and strength. While they are caught in their own web of deceit, you've shed the weight of their negativity and built a foundation that's true to who you really are. This moment, though difficult for them, is a testament to your resilience. Their truths coming to light is the universe's way of bringing everything into alignment. And it's not by coincidence that you've stepped into a new era of clarity and purpose. You've been quietly reclaiming your power this entire time. And now, as their secrets surface, you realize that this is just the beginning of your journey, one where you are no longer tied to the past or the drama of others. Now, let's dive into how this divine timing isn't just about their fall, it's about your rise, and how the universe, in its perfect wisdom, ensures that no one can hide from its judgment forever. As their truths come to light, your path forward becomes even clearer, and the rewards of your growth become undeniable. Part 9. They can't hide from the universe's judgment. The universe operates on a much deeper level than appearances or festive cheer. While the world is caught up in the holiday season, filled with celebrations and connections, the universe doesn't let anyone off the hook. For those who have spent the year trying to manipulate, deceive, or harm others, the cosmic forces have been quietly working in the background. And now, during the holidays, the consequences of their actions are finally catching up to them. No more running, no more hiding. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, has a way of bringing things to balance. No matter how well someone might disguise their true nature, whether it's health issues that arise unexpectedly, financial struggles they can no longer avoid, or deep emotional breakdowns that force them to confront the emptiness within, they can no longer escape the truth of their own making. The stress of maintaining a facade becomes unbearable, and the cracks in their armor are becoming impossible to ignore. While the world around them may be celebrating, they are left facing the consequences of their choices, with no one to blame but themselves. The joy of the season highlights their misery, amplifying their guilt and discomfort. The universe is a relentless force, and it knows when it's time for people to be held accountable, especially those who believed they could escape the impact of their actions. Imagine someone who has been living a life of deceit, whether in relationships, finances, or work. As the holidays approach, they're suddenly hit with unexpected setbacks, health problems they can no longer ignore, financial ruin they tried to hide, or a relationship they thought was untouchable falling apart. The universe doesn't care about their carefully crafted image. It only cares about the truth, and it's catching up with them at the worst possible time. The holidays are a time of reflection, growth, and connection. It's a season where we take a step back to appreciate the journey we've been on, the lessons we've learned, and the people who've supported us along the way. But for some, particularly those who've spent the year sowing negativity, betrayal, and envy, the holiday season becomes something very different. It becomes a time of reckoning while many of us gather with loved ones, basking in the warmth of peace and prosperity. Those who've chosen to bring harm, undermine, or betray others will find themselves facing the consequences of their own actions. The energy they've put out into the world has come back to them, and the universe, in its infinite wisdom, serves them a plate of cosmic justice. There is no escaping the ripple effect of their choices. The universe doesn't forget. And now, during this sacred time of year, the truth of their deeds is staring them in the face. As you thrive, grow, and bask in the blessings of peace and prosperity, your enemies are left to grapple with the consequences of their own misguided actions. The energy they spent trying to tear you down, sabotage your progress, or cast shadows over your happiness has now come full circle. Their lies, manipulations, and bitterness have returned to them, magnified by the season's natural call for authenticity and introspection. For them, this time of year isn't filled with joy, it's filled with self-reflection, regret, and the undeniable realization that their actions have led them to this very moment. But here's the truth. The struggles of those who've wronged you are not your responsibility. This is their time to learn the lessons that the universe is serving them. And you don't need to carry that weight. You've already done the work to rise above their negativity. And now it's time to let go of any remaining attachments to their actions. They will face what's coming to them, just as we all must face the consequences of our choices. Let them learn their lessons and continue to rise above. The beauty of your journey is that you are no longer caught in their web of deceit and drama. You have broken free from their hold, and now you are fully embracing your own path, one of growth, resilience, and transformation. The more you elevate yourself, the more they are reminded of their shortcomings. But that's not your problem. Your focus remains on your own growth, your own peace, and your own success. And as you continue to shine brighter than ever before, know this: your light will outshine their darkness. You are a living testament to the power of perseverance, grace, and strength. You have weathered storms, faced betrayal, and yet, here you are, thriving. The universe has seen your efforts, and it is rewarding you in ways that are beyond measure. Happy holidays to the chosen ones. You've made it through another year, stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your purpose. You've done the work, and now you stand in your truth, your power, and your peace. The universe has a way of making sure your enemies never forget what they tried to take from you. It's not just about their downfall, it's about your rise. And with each step you take forward, you leave behind a trail of light that they cannot extinguish. So as this year draws to a close, remember that this season is yours. It's a celebration of everything you've achieved, everything you've learned, and everything you will continue to manifest in your life. Your journey is just beginning, and the universe is on your side, cheering you on every step of the way. Let your light shine brighter than ever, because you, the chosen ones, are destined for greatness.